All right, guys. Well, it's time for the final match, the conclusion against Flowerfairy, the rematch, the grudge match. Flowerfairy. I guess we can call him Flary for short. Wrecked conclusion with some of the most abusive Overlord double enhancement module and intensive training combos. Essentially an infinite money hack in the previous game. It's not really a hack, but an infinite money situation that rarely arises. But of course, since the game has sort of roguelite elements, you get these little roguelike elements, different cards and random choices that pop up occasionally. You get a combo of abilities that comes out that's absolutely cracked, and that is exactly what happened. So that was kind of brutal. Conclusion was a bit tilted. We're going to see now if Conclusion can get revenge. It's a best of 3. Winner of this goes to the grand finals for a best of 7 against Red Hair, aka Feng Feng. Loser out of the tournament gets 3rd place. Nothing to be ashamed of, but of course you want to win this match. It's going to be a Ball Fang start with Fortified Spec. I don't mind Ball Fang. I used to hate it. I don't think it's great. I don't think Fortified Spec is great. These things can be useful in certain situations. I'm not sure how to take advantage playing against them necessarily. I will say hit points do scale and sometimes can be very useful, especially in shorter range games. But in a long range game, which we're going to be naturally be playing with a Fang Ball start, or at least a medium range game, it looks like we're going to go... He's Fang... Why? So I never understand why you put the balls so far forward, like in the fangs so far back. I guess it's just because later on you're probably going to sell these balls and you're just going to turn this into a long-range game. This looks like Conclusion setting up for a long-range game, and these balls are planning to be sold. Interestingly, Flowerfairy doesn't go vertical sledges. I think because of the fangs, he knows it's going to be a long-range game, and he thinks, you know what, I'm going to go horizontal sledges because I think they'll be better in the long term. And he has, of course, gone for a Typhoon spec, which means he gets a free Typhoon on round 4. Sledge, Hound, Crawler. Sledge starts are some of the most solid. It feels like Fairy always picks a sledge start. I think because as a defensive player, Fairy's whole mindset is just don't fall behind. If I don't fall behind, I'm fine. Sledges, super solid, super well-rounded. They are such a good starting unit, and you don't need to do anything with them. He has range and mech rage if he wants to go semi-carry with them, which he almost never does. He's got armor. It's rare situations where you click it, and the most common field maintenance, the repair ability, only 200 cost. Now look at that, guys. We've got Missile Strike, Improved War Factory, which is legitimately good, but picking it up this early does lose you a lot of tempo. Also forecast what you'd like to do later on in the game, and heavy armor as well. So it's going to be heavy armor taken and just thrown onto these sledges for Fairy. Says, you know what? For 100 supplies, getting those extra 80% hit points is actually really good value in terms of hit points per cost, because if you normally have to get the full hit points of the unit, 100% for 200 supplies. If I can pay 50 plus the 50 supplies for skipping and get 80% of that, oh, that's a good deal. I'm getting 80% for 50% of the price, right? This is the sort of calculation in terms of efficiency and long-term thinking that Fairy's thinking about, right? You look at a lot of people, he's trying to charge the tower, he's trying to go to the corner. Fairy, it's all long-term supply efficiency, and to a certain extent, all pro players are kind of in that mindset, but especially him. Now, we are going to see an Arclight transition in round 2. And he's even going to pay for a 3rd Arclight in the middle. So it is going to be Arclight standard play for Conclusion to start. Conclusion spammed Marksman in the previous round. If there's a Marksman unit drop of like a bunch of Marksmen, I think he takes it. And he might, yeah. We'll see how he plays this. Phoenix on the side of Fairy. Phoenix are an incredibly high value unit. Anytime they're landing hits on the balls, which they're about to start doing, you can see the balls start to disappear. Bam, bam. You can see those Phoenix shots are brutal. Very powerful. Lacking that same damage, you can see the sledgehammers do basically take forever to die unless a ball can charge up on them. Ball charges up. Hit points start to drop very quickly, but you can see as that happens, the Phoenix doing well. Still a pretty close round, all things considered. There are a lot of fangs on the left. I think there's a small chance that these fangs can actually come in and kill the Phoenix. Still 2 sledges left is the problem. As we fast forward, and I don't think the Arclight can kill him. If it can kill one, maybe. Ah, no. The sledges will clear this. All right, sledges are going to clear the fangy fangs. Not by the fangs on my fangy fangs. Not by the hairs on my fangy fangs. I don't know. Round 3. All right, Sandworm. Oh, Tarantula level 3. It's so hard to say no to that. It's such a beefcake. Yeah, they both take it. It's just so many hit points. But actually, Conclusion sells it because he's like, oh, this is too long range a game for that. And he goes Raiden? He wants to get into the early Raiden, knowing they are a very good long-term unit, and they're very good against the Sledgehammers and the Hounds. Okay, but Phoenix are quite good at clearing it. It's decent against Phoenix as well, because it's almost the same range, and it does one-shot them. Okay, it seems early, but Raidens do need to get levels if you want to keep up with the sledges, right? And actually still one-shot them. Like these sledges, you can't even kill in 2 shots because it's got the health item and it's level 2. And I think he's going to start selling the balls next turn or the turn after that. Level 3 Tarantula though, big beefcake. And you can see now the wall of arc lights is up. He's going to put this arc light over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The wall of arc lights. These guys are close enough to the edges. Once range is clicked, it can basically cover chaff in the corner. The Raiden's going to come forward. And this level 3 Tarantula, very slow. Not the best unit in such a long range game, but it's still fantastic bonus chaff clear. Great tankiness. We'll see how it does. Now the Raiden, not tracking onto anything important. There's only one arc light with no range. And these other arc lights are getting aggroed to the edges, which means there's only one arc light covering the middle. This is really bad for the conclusion. And really good because you can see the Phoenix are hitting the balls. The balls are already gone when the first Raiden hit actually lands on a medium unit. Gets a second shot, pretty good, but by that point there is nothing left for you. The Phoenix is going to clear. So basically, here's what conclusion, like Fairy's just doing everything right, getting ahead in a standard game, which is of course his forte. Conclusion has to click Arclight range on the next turn. That'll allow these Arclights to not get pulled so far to the sides, up there and over there, and help in the middle more. It also, hopefully, if he clicks another Raiden, might actually be worth it as well. I'm not sure if he can afford it. Fairy's going to skip. Conclusion's going to skip. Both of those were very niche setups. The things like, I think it was extended storm callers and that sort of stuff. So one more Raiden, plus range on the arc lights, and then another Fang or Crawler squad. Crawlers in the back would be really nice. And you've got to click range on these arc lights, don't you? He's not going to click range on the arc lights. He's just going to get more chaff for now. I do worry that he's delaying a little bit too long, but I think part of the reason is there's only 5 chaff squads, 2 of which are very delayed fangs, and he's like, oh, I don't really need to invest that much in the chaff clear. But I like I said, I do think the problem is just like in the middle, he's struggling a little bit, but maybe now, as he goes for more crawlers, he'll do a bit better. Does sell one of those balls. Selling the balls allows him to afford the arclight range. Never mind, guys, I forgot about the sell economy, so he does manage to both get lots of crawlers and also get the range and a Raiden. Really good turn for conclusion, but mass Phoenix range coming in for Fairy. And that's a lot of Phoenix. It's a lot of damage, boys. As they start getting levels, they're going to obliterate the Raidens if they can land hits on them. That Tarantula on the left also is a big meat sack. He's going to absorb so many Raiden shots. Raiden does 5k damage a shot. He's got 45,000 hit points. That's 9 Raiden shots to kill him. That's a really serious problem. Guys, 9 Raiden shots. And look at that, the Phoenix are going to get through. Oh, Phoenix is so good, man. Interesting. Raiden Arclight standard long range game. I haven't seen this. Fairy may be showing us why. He may be showing us why we don't see this. Because the normal stuff might just be way better. All right, Fairy just took something and sold it, I think, immediately. Probably the Vulcan, I guess, if you wanted the big single sell. Even though 3 storms is 600 supplies, the Vulcan only gives you 400. I know Fairy often likes to... Oh, no, he didn't sell. Okay, never mind. He actually did take the Vulcan, but he clicked range on it. So I was going to say, his chaff... He doesn't really have any dedicated chaff clear. Since he's on Mass Phoenix with range, the Vulcan meshes with his style perfectly. Conclusion, who's invested in a lot of chaff, has gone 3 Stormcallers. He's going to put 2 squads on the front because he's a psychopath. He's hoping the splash damage from shooting these guys will take the tower out. I don't think it will. I think these guys are too big. I know if you have a 2-space unit there, like an Arclight, it'll kill the tower. Maybe it will. He's planning to sell these storms anyway. And he's going to go range and a 3rd and 4th Raiden. So the problem is the Vulcans are going to be supreme chaff clear. On the other hand, you can go for the missile here, which is nice. Notice he clicks the defense enhancement, which means if the missile went down on a level 2 Phoenix, it wouldn't have killed it. You can see this missile comes down, gets a full crawler squad and a Phoenix, nicely done. And now those range, the Stormcallers do not land hits on the tower, by the way. So these storms were way too far forward without getting the payoff. But the Vulcan does take big damage from them. Is it enough to actually kill it, though? Raiden's doing pretty well. Like I said, late game, range, EMP Raidens with like chain or fork are just such a good unit because they shoot so far and they start to just be incredibly effective. Right now, whenever the Phoenix lock onto them, they go down. But you can see, whenever they lock onto the Phoenix disappear, dude. Phoenix is going to clear that guy before he can shoot him. The Fangs are going to kill. Right side, though. Oh, Paralyze. Paralyze saves the day. Paralyze saves the day. But I think the Fangs are still in the way. No, it does shoot the Phoenix. Oh, and the Storms are still alive on this left side as well. Dude, conclusion. I was doubting. I was like, dude, everything Fairy is doing fits within my standard understanding of the game. Stay light on chaff clear. Get the mix of just basic chaff clear units that are available to you and off unit drops. Get Phoenix for good single target damage. And then the game offers you actual good dedicated chaff clear. Commit to it. This is like so standard in terms of just like solid straight up play. Conclusion's playing a pretty standard game, but with Arclights instead, not as dominant a chaff clear unit, but they are cheaper, they're more spread, they shoot different things, there's less problems if just one of them gets stuck on something. And now we are getting offered some big items. Tank production line is hard to say no to. You can put that on a Raiden and it'll just spam out tanks constantly. There's one on this Vulcan, it's going to spam out sledgehammers as well. And EMP goes down on the Phoenix. Really good if they can land the hit on the Raiden. I am curious if that's the right turn to click. I think it's too early to click that upgrade. I could be wrong on this. Part of me thinks Energy Shield might actually be better because I think you're killing these Raidens pretty quickly anyway. And EMP might be too early. Now, we are going to see these Stormcallers at the front get sold, surely. And we are going to see 2 more Raidens now with Chain. Still no EMP, just Chain coming out. So we're going to use the Raidens as chaff clear as well, guys. Now, I think the way Chain works is basically it hits as many units again as it already hit. So basically, because it shoots 3 lightning bolts, they'll jump to 3 others that only do 1/4 of the damage. So it's only really going to kill very small units. But it still spreads out their attacks. And especially once you click EMP later, it's going to be amazing. Still good enough to kill Hounds as well, usually. The Raiden's doing really well for conclusion. We are about to find out, is this actually a valid style? Already EMP on that right side Raiden. Those Phoenix wrecking that Raiden really nicely. Raiden's struggling with the chaff clearing side. Go back to regular game speed. Raiden on the right side falls. Vulcan's tanking really well, especially this one with the level 2 and the health item. Sold the sledgehammers, put the 80% hit points on it. Raiden does kill one of the Phoenix. EMP's coming in big though. And you can see these Vulcans, they're kind of hard to deal with. Even though the tank production's not that good against the Raidens, it's hard to get through these Vulcans, especially this one on the right side with 140,000 hit points. Do you need to go Melter? Do you need to go Melter here against the Vulcan? Can you double down on the Raidens and make it work? Do we go Mustang production? Nano Repair, not bad on one of the Vulcans. It is going to be Nano Repair for Flowerfairy. Looks like he will chuck that on this left Vulcan, I believe. It's almost level 2, so that will help it tank even more. Oh my gosh. It's been a long day casting, guys, but these games have got me very fascinated. What is the next step for conclusion? What the heck do you do, dude? Did he get the extra item, by the way? The Mustang item? No, I think he skipped. By the looks of it, I think he skipped. Range and movement speed being paid for by Fairy. Fairy wants to finish this game. Fairy's paid for 1 attack, 1 armor upgrade, and is paid for the 2 temp boosts. You need to pay for the temp boost enhanced range as well. If you don't pay for enhanced range's conclusion, you could die this round. You are way behind on the life. That is absolutely essential. Oh, energy shield Fangs. Oh, this is a problem. This is a huge problem. If you had Storms could help against it, Mustangs would be ideal. He's just making more Crawlers. I don't think Crawlers help that much against Vulcans, guys. I think this is a misplay by conclusion. Don't get me wrong, Vulcan Phoenix scales so well, it's really hard to deal with this comp. I just don't think adding Crawlers, like this is too much chaff against a guy whose whole style is meant to deal with it. No enhanced range for conclusion either. Conclusion still has 300 money left, 5 seconds left. Are you actually going to do this without... Okay, he pays for range and movement speed at the last second. Thankfully, he did that. Stormcallers do go down there. They get missile instantly. He does throw a very slick oil there. Pun absolutely intended. Nice oil. It's going to burn down some of these units in the back. But dude, these shield Fangs. You've got nothing to kill them except range Arclights take forever. Raidens take forever. Oh, man. I think this is just a massive win. For Fairy, the shield Fang, it's a 500 supply upgrade. It is so expensive, but it's perfect. range Arclight is not reliable chaff clear on its own. You can either click loose crawlers, or if you're heavier on fangs, you can go for shield fangs against it. Both really good. The Raiden's going to get gunned down. That's going to be lethal. Conclusion, too heavily committed to Raiden too early. To have a board that is essentially pure Arclight Raiden on round 7, we see there are too many openings. And Flowerfairy takes advantage, wins game 1 in style. Alright. Supply spec Sledge Marksman, no surprise there for Flowerfairy. And Conclusion says, alright, screw playing standard against the King of Standard. Let's go for a ball. Arclight training spec pick. Yeah, this is not a bad start. It's not bad in that, you know, it's training spec. You've got balls. You could go ball Mustang forward off it. There's a lot of things you can do. Big problem. Sledgehammers. There's always sledgehammers. Fairy not going vertical sledges this time. Gonna leave himself maybe a little more open to the ball aggression. I still think even horizontal sledges are still good against the balls. It's just that vertical sledges are a nightmare to deal with. We are going to get a level 2 Arclight on the front line. Going to add some extra bonus damage. Will actually be pretty good at clearing sledges as well, the level 2 Arclight. Not to mention doing its normal role of clearing the crawlers incredibly quickly. Alright, if this ball could just wrap on that tower, that would be really nice for Conclusion, yeah? I want to see a game 3. I'd like to see him crack through Fairy's defenses. Fairy's looked pretty rock solid. The only game we've seen him drop today has been a game where he got forced into being overly defensive, and his opponent pivoted into a long-range game and actually beat him in the super long-range game after forcing him to commit to short-range units to defend, which was cool. But a nice opening round for Conclusion. Fairy may be regretting not going for the vertical sledges. He might have thought after the last game, Conclusion, with the Arclight start, was going to set up more standard. I wonder if he thought that, or if he just thought, no, I actually prefer this against the aggro start. Ooh, okay. Improved firepower. I guess we're going for Mustangs round 2. I'm putting that... It's so hard to not just go for a Mustang crawler, but you want to level the balls. So maybe you hold on to it. I think you hold on to the damage item. No, he doesn't want to. He's like, no. The question is, guys, does he give up the deployment, or does he give up the level on the balls until the next turn? Because getting the balls to level 2 straight away is crazy. Ooh, aggressive missile here for Flowerfairy, guys. We've gone to this vertical view, so I can actually see the missile is indeed on his side of the line. That's going to land and clear the Arclight and the balls, assuming those balls aren't leveled. Or is it? Or is it? Or is it? Does it still hit the Arclight? No, just the crawlers. Good crawler placement. That was a missile bait right there. Does give up leveling the balls this turn. Instead has the Mustangs with the damage item. Meanwhile, I don't think the damage item got used by Flowerfairy. I think he's saving it. Arclight on the left does really well. The ball's getting through. This level 2 Arclight doing well. Having Mustangs with a damage item that you can level up with intensive training on round 3 is pretty damn nice, guys. So even though they get blasted now, you could level those up in the next turn. You could level up your other ball squad, do double ball levels. Marksman, one of them can level. 2 of them getting close, but not quite there. Fairy, just going to keep setting up on the defense. And let's see what unit drops we get. Because probably unit drops. I think round 4 is the latest you can get the first unit drop, right? I guess we are going to go to ground 4. Absorption modules, subsidized balls, improved Wasp is a game-changing card. But both players have skipped on it and said, nah, I think you know how to deal with it. I don't necessarily have the Rooster Wasp Worm set up. It is what it is. We are going to have the Mustangs. I'm not surprised. Fairy loves backline Mustangs. The damage item incentivizes it. And we do have range, intensive training, and a second Mustang squad. But guess what, guys? That means we're skipping a deployment this round. Conclusion is. So Conclusion, skipping a deployment, I would do the same. I think you want these Mustangs to kick ass. You kind of want them to carry for you. And he just sets the second Mustangs back there where they can cover the back. They can come forward in the front. It can really just, you know, support things. And he says, that's fine. I'm happy to give up 1 or 2 deployments early on. You've got a lot of chaff clear with the Arclight Sledge anyway. An extra crawler squad doesn't change that much. Oh, that was a sneeze. That was a big sneeze. Muted the mic there. Got a nice sneeze out, guys. Usually they come in 3s. That was like 3 in 1. like it's saved up and all three happen at the same time. Arclight does go down, but look at this. Paralyzed units against damage item range Mustangs. The Mustangs absolutely shred. And that means the other squad can level up as well. This is a good bit of Mustang momentum. How does Fairy slow this down? Because this looks like the perfect setup to pivot into Fortress. So you've got to be thinking about melters. You've got to be thinking about fire. You've got to be thinking about how you're going to deal with that Mustang fort. Conclusion takes the 2 race. It's good value money. 600 supplies worth. Goes really well. Tarantulas are 550. The Typhoon's 500 supplies worth. The Sabertooth is like 450. It's one of the lower value ones. So the Wraiths are an easy pick here. Does Fairy want to go Tarantula? Oh yeah, he always takes the leveled Tarantulas. I've learnt this from Fairy, and I started always taking leveled Tarantulas for a while. It definitely boosted my win rate temporarily. Now I try to be a bit more specific to the game I'm in these days, but yeah, it looks like we've taken the Wraiths. We're going to put one on the left side as a flank, and then the other one I think got sold by the looks of it. So Conclusion's like, yeah, dude, look, I've got Mustangs on the left now in case I get, you know, flanked there. I can sell these balls in the following turns, or sell the Wraith on turn 5. Ball to sell round 5, and sell this ball on round 6. Even though you've leveled it, you could keep it depending on what happens, but that's usually what you do, and you start replacing stuff with fortresses in the near future. Maybe one more level squad of Mustangs, but you don't want to go too hard on the Mustangs because you would leave yourself very exposed. Now, as you can see, the Tarantulas, he goes range. Oh, he actually uses the Tarantulas for the defense. I kind of like this choice. Tarantula's really good at chaff clear. Are they good enough against Fortress Mustang? I really don't know. I think they can compete with it. I think they can definitely compete with Fortress Mustang. Wraith's going to come in, though. Look at that Wraith. That Wraith's second volley takes out the tower, and that means these Mustangs are going to shred. That Tarantula tanking pretty well, though. He does tank really well, in fact. Mustangs on the right side need a lot of experience to get level 3. The ones on the left have already got enough experience to get there. Wraith comes forward, blasts the Tarantula, does get shot down. This still looks like an incredibly close game. I think the Marksman Sledge, I thought they would win. With the Paralyze, look at this. The Mustangs are just like, they actually just outrange the Sledges so bad. They do so much damage. Oh my gosh, they're actually going to kill them all. That's kind of cool, dude. This is really close, though. It's very little actual damage. Conclusion, though, having some good early rounds here, as is necessary. He's down 0-1 in this series on the bottom of this map. His Conclusion, top right, is Fairy. Fairy goes for the supply. Super supply enhancement. Dude, I would have gone Elite Hacker. I would have actually gone Elite Hacker. I would have said, you're already heavy in Mustang, go Elite. Nah, Hacker's just too bad on offense, right? Because it's tempting to go Hacker here in Conclusion's shoes. He sells the Wraith on the left side, by the way. Because I think it's pretty good versus Tarantula against Sledges. It's just the problem with going for it, as he's going to go for a crazy person corner maneuver. Oh, hello. Sledges and Crawlers in the corner. Oh, cool move by Conclusion. Okay, so Conclusion is going to create like a problem in the corner just to try to distract here. But yeah, like I was saying, the Hacker, as cool as it is going straight to level 3 Hacker, I think on offense, it's a bit harder to get it to work. On defense, it's way more reliable. And I think he's still probably thinking about fortresses potentially eventually. Does take more sledgehammers. He's going to go vertical. I think that's a bit better against the Scorpion drop that's come down. And these level 4 Mustangs definitely slaying right now, but you can see the balls are about to get stopped in their tracks and might sell the level 2 steel balls next turn, as that Scorpion's going to cause problems. Second shot's going to land, takes out 3 of the level 2 steel balls. Fourth shot only lands on a Crawler or 2, and then the Scorpion does go down. Not that big of a deal. The corner gets cleared up because the units were just warping in this turn. Following turns, it could be much more problematic. As you can see, no flanks attempted by Fairy. I think with the Mustangs back there, there's not much you could do unless you invest in some crazy big corner commitment, which is usually going to be a little bit questionable. But nonetheless, Fairy with the ranged Tarantulas, one of them with a damage item as well. As with Marksman behind it, slowly leveling up. You got some Sledgehammers. You got the Arclights, Crawlers. And this is going to be Super Supply coming in long term. I think Conclusion took it as well, right? Yeah, Conclusion took Advanced Power, though. He didn't take Super Supply. Fairy takes the Phantom Rays. We are going to see the Farseer for a quick, easy sell here. Problem with taking the Farseer right now. Oh, is he not going to sell that? Is he thinking of using Photon on it? We're going to go range. Oh my god, carry fact. Carry factory, guys. War factory, range, launcher overload, Farseer gets sold. You do still want to sell these balls and stuff. But yeah, that War Factory could be incredibly powerful for gunning through this tower. Wow, 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 wow. 120 range. I don't think he can afford temp range this turn unless he wants to start borrowing. And you're already going to be losing so much money from the War Factory each turn, 200 supplies. Okay, this is going to get crazy. Phantom Rays in the corner, combined with the Crawlers, are going to try and overwhelm. Phantom Rays, of course, are there to clear the sledges. Phantom Rays in the top left are also the idea being, hey, this is going to defend from any crazy corners you do. So a little bit of paranoia, you could argue, coming out of Fairy. What's interesting is Fairy is also weak to Wasps, because Fairy only has one Mustang squad. They sold the other one and put the damage item on the level 3 Tarantula. So essentially, okay, we've got War Factory Mustang on the south, which is a good army. The best counter for Fairy on the next turn is to go Abyss Swarm Missiles. And if they go Abyss Swarm Missiles and they put an Abyss here and another one there, kind of behind the tower, I think that could be massively effective against this, because Swarm Missiles really good against Mustangs and Abyss really good against War Factories. But this turn, the surprise turn with the beacon, oh my golly. The War Factory is already up to 40 kills, guys. It is hammering its way. It is meeting no resistance. Oh my god, like a hot knife through butter. It is up to 44 kills. It absolutely crushed the right flank. The Mustang War Factory round 6 pivot. Damn. Conclusion. Hammers through the flank. And remember, he has speed spec here, or advanced power system, I should say as well. Did he pay for movement speed? It looks like he did. Yeah, he paid for range and movement speed. He's going to do a fair bit of damage. But remember, he burnt a lot of money this turn. Every turn that goes by, Fairy's got an extra 150 bonus supplies per round coming in. And I don't think borrowed money that round. So Fairy has a lot of things going for him. Now, additional deployments, the safe long-term option to just boost your army. Tempting to go Melter in this scenario, but I think Abyss is actually the answer. So I don't think you want Mustang production line. It's either additional or skip for Fairy. And I think you have to go Abyss against this. I could be wrong. I'm thinking about it. Melter with EMP Barrage could work. If you can EMP the War Factory, take away its range and launch your Overload, that'll be big. It'll also slow it. It's leveled up to level 2. It's a damage machine. Fairy is going to drop an oil to try and slow down the advance. He's going to go Acid Scorpions. If he can land Acid on the War Factory, that will do a fair bit. But remember, he can make Farseer and Photon Emission on a following turn to protect it from Acid. Which means your Scorpion investment is a little bit dicey. Oh man. Okay, he's going to go Backdoor Overlord. I think the Overlord might beat these Mustangs. He's going to take one level 1 squad of Mustangs a long time to kill the Overlord. Then again, these Mustangs might aggro. If these Mustangs aggro, because these units are so far away, should be an easy cleanup on the Overlord. I don't know if the Overlord cooldown by Fairy is wise. And yeah, if he did it in the corner, he'd aggro the level 3 Mustangs, which would be even worse. This level 6 Mustang squad has done a crazy amount of damage, by the way. 350k damage, 250 kills. This round is crucial. This round may decide the game. If Fairy loses this game, it might be game over. Can the oil slow him down? He's got oil, he's got acid. And look at that. None of these Mustangs on the left got aggroed, which means these Mustangs on the right are going to struggle to deal with that Overlord, which means there will be a reasonably well-timed tower snipe. Oil going to slow things down massively. We do have movement speed and range. No borrow for Conclusion this turn. But the War Factory's struggling to get through there. It's going to blast, though. My god, it obliterates the Scorpion, and it does get the Paralyze, which means those Mustangs might actually kill the Overlord. Oh, no, there's only 2 of them. Unlikely. But I think he's killed everything on this side of the board. Problem, losing 200 supplies per round because he doesn't have efficient maintenance. And remember, Fairy is gaining 150 supplies per round. We are looking at a 400 supply gain net positive for Fairy. Over time, Fairy is going to inevitably obliterate Conclusion if Conclusion does not win soon. Can Conclusion take this out? If Conclusion keep the War Factory alive, there's still... That Scorpion's going to get it. Oh, Scorpion gets the War Factory. That would have been another bonus 500 damage. Instead, it's just a tickle. And this is Fairy. He's getting past the dangerous part of this game right now. He does get offered a Melter, which he probably takes there. I would imagine he does. Conclusion should go Wasps. There is a big weakness to Wasps on this board, guys. There is literally nothing except one squad of Mustangs. He takes the Typhoons. I do not agree with that pick. I know they're decent chaff clear. He's going to sell one, but I really feel there's a huge weakening and weakness to Wasps. Remember that early Mustang squad that had the damage item got sold. He put the damage item on the Tarantula. There is an opening, and I think that might be the play that should be made, but it looks like he's not going to do it. He's got level 2 War Factory. Does he go level 3? I doubt it. We are going to see Fire Extinguisher Hounds to try and push his army through the oil without burning to death. Meanwhile, Incendiary Storms went down to try to set everything on fire here for Fairy. Should be enough to set that on fire. Question is, where do the Hounds go? One on there, one on there. Are they going to clear all of the fire? I think they'll clear most of it. Yeah, I think that should be good enough. We've also got Photon Emission, which is going to protect everything over here within that little radius that we can see, that dotted line, from the acid. Now, also, that's going to clear oil as well, right? Clear fire and acid. It does not clear oil, but once the acid's ignited, it'll clear the fire from the oil. So fair enough. It'll effectively clear the oil. Mustangs. So we've got 3 Mustangs. 1 level 6, 1 level 4, 1 level 2. He's going to go for a bit of a Typhoon flank here as well. And the 3 Melters, the Scorpions. Can Fairy hold? Fairy's range Tarantulas. Are they going to be doing enough chaff clear? This is going to be a crazy situation. Everything gets set on fire, but the Fire Extinguisher comes through. Fire Extinguisher comes through. Fire Extinguisher clearing the whole left side, not the right side though. Some of these Mustangs may end up running through the fire because those Hounds aggroed so far to the left because they're in the mobile beacon. And these Mustangs might end up running through and suffering. Melters, if they track onto the War Factory, are going to be devastating. Uh-oh. Melters tracked on. Melters tracked on. War Factory's hit points dropping. It's doing so much damage. It's killing all the Tarantulas, but it's not killed the tower yet. It's not killed the tower yet. It's killing everything except the Melter. These units are in front of it, stopping it from moving forwards. It does get the Paralyze. The Melter's struggling to kill the War Factory. I think it's going to get there. No, it dies. The side cannon blasts it. What in the shizzle fizz? I can't believe that Melter was tracked onto that War Factory. I know we're on half speed, but still, it was tracked onto it for like 10 plus seconds. And the Melter just could not get it done. I think Scorpions was a huge mistake this game, guys, because he's gone Scorpions and then he's had to go into Melters as well. 2 units that kind of try to do the same job. And what I mean is, like, don't get me wrong, having a Scorpion was good, but I think committing to the acid and range was a big mistake, and it's got Fairy not quite killed, but very close. 45 units left, 45 points left. He does have way more supplies coming in. There is still a chance to turn this game around. He's going to throw the Underground Crawler on top of his opponent. Meanwhile, we are going to see him throw it over there. It's going to be the healing for the Melter. So the idea being, he's saying, look, if we have the same situation as last game where I lock onto you, but I can't quite kill your War Factory, which now has 500,000 life, that's okay, because I'll be doing so much damage that you can't kill me with your attack. Problem. Even with the Melter healing at an insanely fast rate, it's still a level 1 Melter. Could it get one-shot by the War Factory? It has 54,000 life. The War Factory does, I think, 2 cannons on that right side, each that does 24,000 damage. It almost one-shots the Melter. Not quite, though. So I think the spell absorption, the energy absorption, might actually work here. The healing, the Melter suck, as we like to call it in the community. Level 8 Mustangs, by the way, guys. These guys are absolute legends. Barriers, Fire Extinguishers, going to try to protect those. The Incendiary Stormcallers are a bit of a wasted investment now, so even with this super supply, even with this War Titan, Mr. War Factory slowing down the money, it feels like it's still very playable. Now we've got Burrow, movement speed, pay for range, pay for elite recruitment, all that stuff going down for Fairy. Conclusion has range and movement speed. What do we got? More Mustangs coming down. More Mustangs in the back. And let's see how this goes. The final round, Underground Crawlers right on top of his face are going to appear. I assume they're just going to immediately die as they pop out of the ground, but this does slow the War Factory down a little bit from moving forwards. Typhoons on the right side, not really doing too much. The Crawlers, though, the Underground Crawlers being a big nuisance on that right side as they are spawning out of the ground here. It looks like finally they're cleared, and the War Factory will march forwards on that right side. Let's zoom in, guys. If the Acid Scorpion can land, it would be great. But guess what? No, you've got Photon Emission from the bloody Farseer, which means Acid does not affect these units for the first 20 seconds of this round. And that War Factory is getting in deep. It's getting in deep. These Tarantulas are saying goodbye. The Scorpion will be going out next. It does so much damage. It kills all the Scorpions. It gets the tower. The Melter has no chance to power up that time. The War Factory is soloing the entire army of Fairy. And look at this skin. Dude, that skin of the War Factory is actually badass. I friggin' love it. Dude, that's actually a cool... I need this skin. I don't know what that skin is. I barely go into the cosmetics menu, but that one's actually got me excited. I want a black and gold shiny War Factory. I want black and gold shiny War Factory. That's going to be it. That's lethal, guys. What a comeback from the conclusion. The German mad lad refusing to go out without a fight. All right, guys. Game 3 to decide the whole thing. Conclusion's going to go for speed spec, tarantular fang, missile spec. I don't know. Fairy will just go for this. Oh, no sledgehammer pick. Fairy's going to get forced to take cost control, Arclight, Storm. Okay, I'm happy because that forces him to play a bit different. But it is going to be the Tarantula Fang, very weak against the Stormcaller start. This is actually really unfortunate. It's been Sledgehammer picks every single time. For Flower Fairy, Tarantula does just fine against that. Tarantula Fang, good, not good against Stormcallers. This is a fantastic start. Conclusion, does have speed spec. It'll allow the Tarantulas. He could double down and just YOLO it and keep committing to Tarantulas. And you can even go for things like Mech Rage, which I know a lot of people don't like to go for, but I think it can be very good on the aggro. There's a reason why it costs 400 supplies. It's very powerful, but very expensive. Now, Crawlers going behind the towers as well. So Stormcaller, Arclight, Crawler. Storms on the inside. Nice defensive setup for Fairy. And this is going to be interesting to see where this goes. Yeah, what's up, guys? We've been streaming for a very long time. I really wanted to see what happened in the Mechabellum round of 4. As we've got the finalists this weekend, I've somehow kept myself spoiler-free. So I'm casting everything in the round of 4 today, which is an epic day of games. And conclusion here is fought back to 1-1. This is the final game to decide who joins Red Hair, aka Feng Feng, in the grand finals of this season's Mag1 tournament. Arclight's there. Stormcaller's firing. Oh! Okay, Stormcaller's kind of whiff. Haven't really landed at all yet. Great placement with the Crawlers. Look at this. All the Storms are missing. What could have been a devastating first round is actually completely fine. The speed spec really helping out. And so many missiles have been missed here. This is just an excellent speed spec. Round 1 start. Fang Tarantula, normally terrible against Storms, but I think that speed spec really helped it out here. And these Tarantulas barely got scratched. They both got a lot of experience. He's just going to blast that tower. That Arclight will get a very well-timed paralyzed, but I don't think it can convert that into a Tarantula kill. You can see, even with the perfectly timed paralyzed, Tarantulas are just too much of a match for a single Arclight. Gonna take that bad boy down. Well played. Oh, sorry guys, we're still on fast speed. Laser Sight, Wasp Swarm, Extended Range Arclight, or Underground Threat. Now there is a chance for Extended Range Arclight, right? You could go for that, but the range item's too tempting, takes that and puts it on top of the Phoenix. Pig, why does one player have more points than the other? So these are your hit points. You start with more hit points based on how crappy your starting pack is considered and your starting specialist. Speed specialist considered a little bit weaker, even though I think it's quite playable. And cost control, I guess, considered a little bit stronger, especially the longer the game goes. So they give you less life to compensate, especially I think Arclight, Storm. So depending on the units that you got as well as the specialists that you got, it has a model. Each one of those has a bonus or a negative to the hit points that you start with, which is why you start with a bit more or a bit less. And that's just like one of the many factors that tries to balance the variance of the different starting packs. And they're always adjusting those numbers pretty much every season to try and make sure if anything's just always getting picked every time and always winning, okay, weaken that one a bit. This thing never gets picked, never wins. Okay, we'll make that one a little bit stronger, essentially. And it's going to be range item directly into Mustangs. Mustangs really good against Fangs, really good against Wasps. Those are their 2 specialists, but they are a general purpose unit. They can chaff clear, they can shoot up, they can shoot down. So it's never a bad idea to get some Mustangs early, start getting some experience and levels on them. That being said, I would never go for Mustangs this early. I think he's expecting Fangs to have come down, and the Mustangs, especially with that nice range item, kind of counters it a little bit. As it is, the Mustangs run forward. Only one Mustang goes down early. Does help take out the Arclight pretty quickly. Crawlers, though, very good at tanking Mustang shots since they are a very tanky chaff unit. So the Mustangs aren't going to be too effective, but they're going to get a bit of experience, which is useful. The Tarantulas also getting a bit of experience. This Tarantula on the right would really love to just kill a few Storms. I think the tower might give experience as well. Just needs 150 experience to level this Tarantula up. It just needs 76 experience if he can get a few Stormcaller kills, but he's lagging behind the Stormcaller on the right, the Tarantula on the right side. He's not going to be able to get it, I don't think. Unless he gets the last hit on this Arclight or this tower. I think it's if you've done damage to something, I think you get experience. Does he get a shot off? He does get a shot off. And I don't think it gives you anything maybe unless you last hit. I'm not exactly sure how experience is divvied up if you've done damage as opposed to if you've got the kill. That's actually one thing I don't understand. I haven't looked into to exactly know the details, but both of these Tarantulas are just shy of leveling up. Okay, guys, so check this out. We've got Incendiary Bomb, Subsidized Storm, Underground Threat, EMAG, Electro, EMP, the small EMP. Flower Fairy goes Incendiary. He says, you're getting aggro, you're getting in my face, I'm going to put a wall of fire in your face. Conclusion, could go Underground Threat. Don't think it's a great call. I think the best call for him is either Subsidized Storms or nothing. Subsidized Storms would be if you're planning to actually pivot into a long-range game and just use your forward position to give you a bit more flexibility. Unlikely to do that. You're pretty committed at this stage. Then again, okay, he's gonna go his own Incendiary. All right, so we're both gonna set each other on fire. He's a bit more committed to this side though. So he's gonna say, well, I'll burn your storms, and a lot of your chaff's gonna run through this fire as well. Fair enough. Tarantulas are the only thing that's gonna survive on his side. He does level his Mustangs. I would have also leveled the Mustangs, but in hindsight, there's no reason to level the Mustangs this turn, guys, because unless you're going to commit to a barrier, you know they're going to die to Incendiary. So you could level them up the next turn because they're not going to get any experience this turn. You know what I mean? I know this is kind of like a little metagamey, but it's just one of those... Okay, unless you're going to mobile beacon them. Okay, he does actually say, hey, let's save the Fangs, the Mustangs, and this Tarantula. Send them over to the left side. And then these new units that I'm putting down, I'm going to probably put those over on the left somewhere, you know, to be a bit more of a balanced setup. And indeed, he does exactly that. Now, the fire does end up going down in the middle, as well as on this right side. Let's see how this one plays out. It feels like it should be a slight win, I think, maybe for Flower Fairy. Then again, maybe not. Fire burns the storms. Central Arclight takes big damage. This Tarantula does as well. All the chaff burns that goes into it. These crawlers burn, but I mean, those guys are going to run into the fire as well. We're going to have Mustangs and Tarantula over here, but it is range Arclights. So unless these Mustangs go kill these Phoenix, there is a 0% chance of Conclusion winning the round. Then again, I think it's close enough that it's not too bad. You're going to take 400, 300 plus 200, so 500 damage. It looks like, unless he can kill that Arclight. Hey, kills an Arclight. Oh, and he gets another one over there as well. And actually, if these Fangs survive a bit longer, hey, only 200 damage. All right, it's a wash. It's a wash, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. All right, guys, thank you very much. Peleus in the chat says, you actually get 50% of your experience from the last hit unit. 50% goes to units participating that did damage. Yeah. So each one of them gets that 50%, right? It's not like the other 50% is split between 5 different units that all contributed damage. So if you have like 10 units all shoot one unit, you get way more experience from it, right, Peleus? Or does it actually split the experience between all the other units? Because if so, that's kind of cool that it's that detailed. Oh, it is split between the other 5 units. Okay, that's cool. I didn't think it would be that down and dirty, but awesome. I mean, it makes sense because otherwise it would be a bit unfair that you could essentially have experience multipliers, especially with things like Mustangs would level way too fast. So actually, no, it has to work like that. Thanks, Peleus. Scorpions with range. A very good damage unit. They're decent at tanking, and they are one of Fairy's favorite units. They are there specifically to counter sledges and steel balls, things which are not on the board right now, yet somehow he senses that there's about to be sledges. The sledges and the crawlers in the corner. But guess what? The Scorpion's actually a bit far away, so it's not really in position to deal with that. Now, funnily enough, guys, Conclusion hasn't leveled up his Tarantulas yet. Is that the right choice? Do you guys think he should do it? I mean, if he doesn't, they're essentially going to get almost one shot by these Scorpions. Remember, this is cost control from Fairy. His units have 100 extra supplies per round. So he gets 100 bonus supplies, but his units are 11% lower at damage, 11% lower hit points. These Scorpions normally do like 11,000 damage. They're doing it in 9.5. Not that much. Interestingly, he sends some Fangs on a bit of a funny path there to try to lure some units around. Waste the Stormcaller missiles as well. Tarantulas are going to come forward. Remember, it is speed spec. And neither of the Tarantulas did end up leveling up here in round 4. That Scorpion on the right side. Looks like these Scorpions are going to go down, but does take out the enemy Tarantula first. Nice move there for Fairy. Mustangs will get the tower snipe. They are going to take out the arc light. A couple of crawlers in the top right. Can he take out this Scorpion? That Scorpion's a tanky beast. It may only be level 1, but it's got 16,500 hit points, and it doesn't look like he will. This is going to be 800 damage landing on top of the conclusion. The German player, he's in a more aggressive stance. I'd like to see him spread across the left or maybe commit hard to the right flank right now. It's dangerous. Into Scorpions can be really hard. Improved Wasp, Advanced Shield, lots of choices. Advanced Shield gets taken by conclusion. It's going to give him plus 40% shields on the barrier cooldowns. I don't think... I mean, to be fair, there's nothing that shoots up for Fairy. He's very vulnerable. If he's not taking Improved Wasp, he might have to go Mustang this turn. Just preemptively in case there is a Wasp pivot. But it seems like conclusion doesn't believe in the Wasp. I don't know, man. He's level 3 on that Mustang. Clicks range as well. Sold his own Scorpion. What is he thinking about doing? I have no idea. He's going, look, I'm into range. I mean, Scorpions this heavily committed makes you want to go air. Could you go Abyss here? It doesn't look like any really good targets for Abyss. I'm not sure. You've got a lot of... I mean, Abyss plus missiles first turn. I mean, it's not the best. There's no enemy Mustangs. It's a lot of Scorpions being committed. Okay, or just go for the War Factory. Same as last time. I was not expecting this. Okay, conclusion's just going to go War Factory again. Scorpions didn't do that well against it last time. But he doesn't have Farseer this time. Overlord for Photon Emission, much more expensive. Ooh. Scorpion up in the top is going to go there to try and help deal with the sledges. He uses a missile as well. He does put the range item on the Storms. I think that's just a single turn use. He's planning to sell those most likely. Oil's going to be big. He did pay for the movement speed, so that War Factory, even with the oil slowing it down, is still moving at a pretty decent rate. And its damage is wild. Look at those Scorpions disappear, man. First turn the War Factory comes out is insane. When you get to round 7 or round 8, the War Factory, there's often a lot of things on the board that can kill it. At this stage, it is an unstoppable bastion of FU. It is literally... Man looked at a Land Raider from Warhammer 40k and was like, let's make that. This is honestly just a ridiculous unit. It's got the bloody machine spirit inside it. You know what I'm talking about. This thing can take on the whole army. It's going to kill 50 plus units in its first round. And the War Factories, are they enough to crack Flowerfairy's rock-solid defensive player? Remember, Fairy has historically been one of the most solid, best players in the world. Won multiple seasons of Mag1 live in the past. We are going to see a big unit drop coming down. Raiden, Rhino, Saber, or Typhoon. Rhino normally appeals to me. I wouldn't mind the Rhino. Actually, I mean, you got to stop this. Sabertooth? Level 5 Saber with double shot to help against the War Factory with Scorpion, maybe? You go Acid plus double shot. The problem with the double shot Saber is it's gonna get killed by the War Factory before it gets the shot off, unless you put it like really close and you just throw chaff in front. Are we thinking of going Incendiary Storms again? It didn't work out that well last game. The War Factory is going to go for Launcher Overload, which means it shoots twice as fast. It does lose 20-meter range, but shooting twice as fast is massive. Straight to Melters, not bothering with the Acid attack this time. I do think this was too big of a commitment to Acid, even with the Acid, the Scorpion unit drop. I don't know if Scorpions was the play this game. Fairy does have the Melters out. Now, he does take the Typhoon drop, by the way. That high-level Typhoon's in the back to deal with any sort of Wasp swap. I think he realizes he is very vulnerable to that. Oh, we've already got Fire Extinguisher Hounds, but he predicted this. And he's actually got range Typhoons. I think it's only worth putting them that far forward if you're going to mobile beacon them back. Because otherwise they're going to get blasted so quickly. I don't like this Typhoon positioning, especially not with the range item. An odd choice here. Let's see if this plays out. Range Melter's very far forward. Can it track onto the War Factory? Typhoons on the front line. They are tanking all of the non-War Factory units, and it seems like the Fangs and Crawlers are getting there just in time to help protect them. Melter's tracked on. Melter's tracked on. Scorpion goes down. Melter goes down. Oh my god. Tower goes down as well. Oh my gosh. Dude. I don't know, man. I feel like he should have gone... Tell me if I'm crazy, guys. I've got a lot of short-term solutions to the War Factory. I don't know if they're good long-term, but like, wouldn't just putting a single pack of EMP storms there? I feel like you need something with EMP. I think EMP is more important even than getting, say, range on your melter or anything like that. For me, it's you need to take these upgrades off the War Factory and slow its movement speed down. If you can do those two things, you can stop it. But right now, I almost wish we'd committed to Acid Scorpions because we already had like 5 Scorpions with range. It almost feels like, yeah, maybe, I don't know, man. The range commitment to Scorpions has put us in a bit of a hole. How do we get out of this? Conclusion might just do this with the carry War Factory in the corner. You know, he could even sell it, put it in the other corner. That would be dumb, but he could do it. Does have level 3 Mustangs with range. We've got Incendiary back online for both sides. Which is going to create some chaos. Anti-interference matrix as well, or module, I should say. Whew, the Mustangs get leveled. Quick teleport, by the way, did get taken earlier by Conclusion. Could go for a Phoenix flank in the back door. This is wide open. There is nothing in this top left other than this melter that shoots air. And I think these fangs are close enough. If you put a Phoenix in the top and mobile beacon it along, I think that's lethal. It's a bit of a gamble. And Conclusion has a lot of things to spend their money on, but that is definitely an option. If you do that, you've only got 1 mobile beacon though. It's a bad call because your War Factory needs to run forward. So no, it's not really an option. Does add more sledgehammers as well as crawlers here. And it is EMP barrage. We talked about EMP being necessary. Problem with this EMP barrage is they will all fire at the very start of the game. And then you won't get another EMP barrage for another 15 seconds. Now, on the plus side, this melter, I'm pretty sure both of these melters will fire at these crawlers. And then this melter will fire at these guys, which means if the War Factory doesn't get hit by the first volley, even if the second volley lands, it might be too late. Both sides paying for range, paying for movement speed. No borrow money for Conclusion. I think he realizes how broke he's going to be. He does have 1 barrier there, blocking some of this incendiary, but not all of it. And we are going to see an absolutely wild push. A bit of fire gets put out, but not all of it. A lot of the Mustangs do get taken out by the fire. The massive movement speed boost is absolutely insane. And as I said, 15 seconds is not enough. That extra crawler sledge squad taking the EMP meant the War Factory had 15 seconds, and that's all it needed to demolish Fairy's entire right flank. He's back to level 3, which is when he turns into the Emperor's own, Gilded. This is the Gilded Land Raider right here. This Land Raider, this War Factory is absolutely deadly. Sorry for the dizzying camera work there, guys. Just had to zoom in and revel, because that is, once again, going to be crazy damage coming out of a War Factory doing 300,000 damage this round, 630,000 damage, or 645,000 damage total. An absolute tank. It does another 500 damage. Stormcallers. You got to take Storms. Oh, he goes Wraith. He's going to go Degen Beam. Ah, I think you go... Oh, but he takes Fast here with Photon Emission. I think Stormcaller might have been better. Then again, Storms aren't going to do it. You need... Problem is, he needs to put a melter far enough back that it doesn't launch its missiles, and then when the War Factory gets here, and the melter gets here, it lands the EMP on it, which is... It's the long shot of all long shots. I don't know how you land EMP on this in this particular scenario. With your oil 1 turn away, you need that oil. You need something to slow this down. This is where you go acid crawlers, guys, to try and damage it. You put acid crawlers on the front lines. I think Fart Abyss might have cooked, says chat. Maybe, but somewhat protected by the barrier. It's really hard to get Fart. Fart Abyss is quite slow to let the fart out. It takes a few seconds and it's like, it takes a long time. I do think Abyss is good against this setup. I thought he was going to go Abyss in the previous game, but he didn't. Fairy, sticking to old units, maybe a bit behind on the meta. I never thought I'd say that. Maybe Fairy, not realizing that Abyss probably does pretty excellent against this. I could be wrong. Chat saying maybe go Tarantula Mines. He's only got 2 Tarantulas, does Fairy. He's already sold 1 of them. He's relying on the Mustangs, and the War Factory is the chaff clear. It's the everything clear. The War Factory is the giant steamroller that is going to YOLO over this game. Photon Emission goes down, protecting him from the degeneration beam of the Wraiths. And that War Factory does not let anything slow it down. Look at this drive-by. Look at this drive-by! The melter. No, the melter gets targeted. The melter got some damage that time, but protects from EMP, protects from degen beam, protects from acid. I think honestly that the Scorpion commitment was where just too big of an investment too early, and the War Factory did not care about it. And that was such a big problem. The Scorpions were just such a big waste of money. And it really feels like the mixture of Scorpions being too big of a waste of money and Melters not really being able to do what they need to. There not being enough layered defense to stop it. This is just dominating, and that's going to be lethal. That's lethal, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my golly. Conclusion is going to the top 2, is going to play Red Hair in the grand finals. We're going to have a crazy German up against a pyromaniac Chinese player. Fairy only getting 3rd place this season, which is a big surprise, but also really happy to see fresh faces, and especially Conclusion, who's just been playing so many fun and wild strategies out there, mixing it in. I love the Wasps mixed in here as well. A bit of delayed air chaff. It's actually not good against the Wraiths, but I don't think he expected the Wraiths to come out. Obviously was expecting just to try and block those melters, and was maybe expecting storms or something else, but dude, look how much chaff he put down. It didn't do anything. He's got 2 crawlers, 3 fangs, more crawlers behind. But these acid scorpions, look at their sad stats. 50k damage per scorpion. They were here all game. They didn't do anything. This one in the back actually did 135,000 damage. It kind of did the most of them all. The melters, 13,000 damage. This one actually did 300,000 damage, but it only killed 10 units. Most of it was damaging a war factory, but never killing it. This one, 21,000 damage. This one, 43,000. A lot of units also in the left side of the map that really weren't taking part in the battle. And I think all things considered, this was just a better setup. It's a very vulnerable setup to certain spells and things like that. You know, acid blasts, oils, incendiaries. But at the end of the day, Conclusion makes it work. And I'm really excited to see that because I'm a massive fan after their recent performances. GG, well played, Conclusion.